but this is the best angle we are getting. So I'm on my way right now to go meet with a photographer, and I'm super duper excited, but I am also kind of skeptical about it because he doesn't have the exact style I want, but he has been in the photography business for 19 years, and he's in like 3 professional associations for photographers, so you kind of have to trust things. Plus, I kind of have a feeling that if I show him the kind of pictures that I'm looking for, he'll be able to be able to meet me halfway with it. He also offers a free engagement photo session, which is amazing because we were absolutely not going to be doing an engagement session. They are super expensive. I really don't want to say that they're a waste of time and money because they're not. They do help you build a rapport with your photographer, but on a budget bride standpoint, they can absolutely just be a waste of your money. So we were not going to get one unless it was included with the package, and this one is included free. It's just if you want any prints, you do have to pay for the prints. So that's pretty cool. So I'm super excited to just dive right into this wedding planning series. We have about, let's see, my fiance and I have been fighting on whether it's 13 months or 14 months out, but either way, it is March. We are getting married next April, so we are doing photography as one of our first things because that is one of my #1 priorities. Need to have photography, a good photographer. Super important. So I will check in with you guys after the meeting and let you know how it goes, and I'm sure I'll include a segment later where I sit down and talk about the important things for me and the important things of photography and what you should be asking your photographer and what you should be looking for in a photographer. So I will check you guys.
Alright guys, so I am back from my meeting with the photographer. It may have been a little bit more than a day after. It's clearly not right after my meeting, considering I changed my clothes. Okay, the meeting went well. He's a very nice guy. However, there's something holding me back from signing a contract with him. I don't know if it is the vibe I get from him. Like, I don't get a bad vibe from him, but there is just definitely this like weird kind of vibe that I get from him that I just can't put my finger on, that is just holding me back from signing a contract with him and saying yes. Also, he has a very old school photography style, and one thing I noticed in our appointment, or our meeting, whatever you want to call it, was he was saying that he liked to make sure that his photos looked timeless. And I felt like that was not true at all, because when I was looking at this book, I could tell that this wedding was not within the past 10 years, and it wasn't just the dress style, the hairstyles, maybe the way that the photos, a couple photos were taken. No, like everything about this whole book was like, this is not a fresh wedding at all. And I got to the back and it said 2007. It's 2020. Like, this was not a new wedding, and I could totally tell. So after our meeting, I keep saying appointment. Anyway, after our meeting, he gave me 2 albums that were on his website. 2 of the most recent albums that were on his website that I could go look at. And they just weren't, there was something about them that I just wasn't sold on. And I don't know, at the end of it, we were talking, and it just ended up being a lot more expensive than he initially led on. At first, he made it seem like it was going to be something super cheap, but by the end of it, it was kind of like, almost twice, if not getting close to 3 times as much as I thought it was going to be, which is a little bit of a concern to me because, you know, weddings are not cheap, so having to expand my budget somewhere else means I'm gonna have to shrink it somewhere in return to compensate. For every action, there's a reaction. So if I sit here and say, okay, I can spend $300 more on my photography, then that's $300 that I have to take somewhere else for my budget, unfortunately. So there's that. But the other photography struggles that I'm kind of dealing with right now is I reached out to a photographer that I kind of have been stalking lately. I'm not gonna lie. I really love her. I really love her style. I really love how she places people. I really love a lot of the things that I really love the mood that she captures in her photos. And she's done a lot of weddings that have the same style that our wedding has, which is kind of one good thing to look for in a photographer, is that if they do the same style of wedding that you do, they have done it before and they know what feel you're trying to capture in your photos. So that helps. So I did find this one photographer. I love the name of her company. I think it's adorable. And I have been kind of trying to reach out to her. It's kind of been this game of phone tag that her and I have been doing, where I'll message her, she'll message me back, I'll wait a business day to message her because I just haven't had the time to, or my fiance and I need to talk about something that she's messaged us, and I just haven't gotten back, and then she hasn't gotten back to me after like a business day. And like right now I've messaged her and I've waited for her to get back to me, and it's been like 3 days. But one other huge caveat that I need to be considering right now is that we are in the midst of coronavirus and the quarantine, and she's a one-woman band, as most photographers are, and my wedding is not for another year, and right now we are almost at the height of wedding season for where I live. So because the coronavirus is here and we're in a pandemic right now, a lot of the weddings that she had booked have canceled on her. So she's in the middle of dealing with all of this craziness. So I kind of have to give her like the benefit of the doubt, but I'm also over here trying to figure out where the line is between benefit of the doubt and not being a priority. Because just because I like somebody's style of photography doesn't mean I want to be blown off for my wedding day. I want to be put as a priority. I want to feel like I am her #1 priority that day, even though she has other weddings. Like, if I text her, I want to get a reply back, especially if I book her. I want to get a reply back within a business day, 2 business days, at most 3 business days. Like, if I text you on a weekend, like, do not worry about getting back to me. I completely understand. But if it is not the weekend, you should be trying to get back to me. So that's where I'm at. I also messaged or inquired with another photographer who I kind of had my eye on, who is in my price range, who kind of has the same style as the other girl I was looking at. So that's fun. Yeah. One big thing about the photography that I really want to focus on is I do not want to just book the first photographer that I have a meeting with. This is something that is very important to me. This is the biggest thing that you walk away with this wedding from, excluding your brand new significant other, like, obviously. But other than that, pictures are the only thing that you really get to walk away with. And I mean, well, if you have a video if you have hired a videographer and you're doing video as well, obviously that, but we're not planning on doing that, as silly as it sounds. Like, anyway, we're not. I am not doing a videographer. We're not going to pay for that. So if we end up finding a photographer who has a videographer package plan, and it's in the package plan for us to have a good deal and what we need them for, then absolutely we'll take a videographer. But same thing goes for an engagement session. If they're like, oh, well, you can either have an engagement session, a second photographer, or a videographer, I'm going with a second photographer. I want more pictures. That's what I want. I want more pictures of that wedding day. So if it's included, we'll get it, but if it's not included, we're not going to get it, and not many places have it included, and it's just like a free inclusion. Like, oh yeah, with our package, also you get a videographer. No, it's usually like double the amount. So there's that. So I messaged her, but oh yeah, so the biggest thing about this for me is that this is the biggest part of the wedding that I am actually going to get to walk away with and say, look, this was my wedding day. And I want these pictures to be everything that I am envisioning them to be, and I want them to be something I can look back on and just be happy with for the rest of my life. And obviously so does my fiance, so does everybody. And that's why I personally am going to make sure that I don't just settle with the first photographer that I meet with because I had, like, you know, felt good about it. Like, no, I actually want to sit down, meet with people, research, find the style I like, find somebody I like have actual meetings with people. Because one thing about your photographer is that they are going to be in your face all day. That is it. Just they are in your face all day. So it's important to make sure that you like who they are, and it's not just somebody who you like, it's somebody that you're okay with them being in your face. So I'm an excitable, energetic person. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people get along with me. Sure, great. A lot of people might not want me in their face for 7 continuous hours. And that's fair. I don't even want me in my face for 7 continuous hours. Like, bitch, leave me alone. So I understand. And that's something that somebody has to take into importance. So for me, I want somebody who I get along with and I have a good rapport with, but isn't going to be like, all busy and crazy like I am. I want them to be laid back. I just want them to casually be like, oh, just, hey, look over here and just move your arm. Yeah, okay, cool. And then when I get back, these pictures look gorgeous. I mean, obviously there's going to be like parts of the day where it's just going to be a photo session, and it's not just going to be oh, hey, just move your arm real quick. Like, no, it's going to be like, all right, stand right here, move your jaw. Anyway, I don't have to go into it. But so it's very important, and I just am not frustrated, but I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like a little bit irritated because I want to hear back from this girl because I really, really love her pictures, but I also messaged this other girl and because I kind of like her pictures too, like they have very similar style. But if this girl isn't going to answer me, I don't want to... Sorry, hold on. But if this girl isn't going to answer me, I don't want to hire her as much as I love her photos. And so that's where I'm stuck. So I will keep you guys updated on my process as I go through it. And I'll let you know as I book, hopefully I book a photographer soon. And that's my other big thing that I need to remember is that I'm not getting married until next April. And it's currently March. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I will catch you guys in the next video in my wedding series. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time.